Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Varun Chopra, and today I'm making this video because a lot of students have been asking me when is the right time to give the GRE, when should you start preparing for it, when should you actually start drafting your applications if you're going for your masters abroad. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. So in my opinion, you should ideally start preparing for GRE 1.5 years before you're actually planning to attend university. Yes, you heard me right. Studying abroad does require this amount of planning and this well in advance. So, for example, in my case, I was planning to attend the September 2022 intake, which I actually ended up attending, and I started preparing for my GRE in April 2021. So yeah, if you see, it's approximately 1.5 years before I started attending university in UK. So I started my preparation in April 2021 and I gave my GRE in July 2021. Yes, it does require that much time to prepare if you want to ace your GRE, because the vocabulary section alone takes about a couple of months to prepare for us as Indians. I don't know about the quantitative section, it is subjective, it depends upon your background. For me, I did not have to put in a lot of effort. I did practice, but not as much as I practiced the verbal section. So if you are struggling with your verbal section, if you need any tips, do check out this video in which I've told about my tricks, about my experience of acing the GRE verbal section. If you also need any assistance or tips regarding the quantitative and AWA section, don't forget to mention that in the comments below and I'll definitely make a separate video for the same. Now moving to the reasons of why you should start preparing for GRE 1.5 years before when you actually plan on attending the university is because A, GRE preparation takes this much time, and B, I think if you start preparing in April or somewhere in May, you will have just summer vacations if you're an undergrad student. So I think because you have summer vacations, because you have so much time to dedicate solely to your GRE preparation during that time, it'll be better as compared to if you start preparing for it after that when your session resumes for your undergrad university. So that is one reason. Another reason is that once you're done with your GRE, you'll have to start drafting your SOP and LORs, and that also takes some time. I mean, especially if you're doing it for the first time, especially if you are doing it on your own, which I highly recommend doing, then it would take some time. And you don't want this process to be with a lot of hassle. You want to be sang-froid while doing it. You want to remain stress-free while doing it. You don't want to be in a rush when you draft your SOP and LORs and do the remaining applications. So it's better to get done with the GRE well in advance and then move on to the next step of the process. Another reason is that after you're done with your GRE, you probably will have to give your IELTS or TOEFL, which was the case in my case. I gave the IELTS with an overall band of 8.5 on a scale of 9. If you're struggling with IELTS preparation, I've made a separate video. I've just made one video at this point of time. I know I'll probably make more videos, so if you want more videos related to IELTS as well, do comment below. So yeah, you'll be giving your IELTS, you'll be giving your TOEFL, but if you've given your GRE before you give your IELTS or TOEFL, then you definitely don't need any preparation for IELTS or TOEFL. It'll be a bigger unit for you. It took me a week to prepare for IELTS and score an overall band of 8.5 on a scale of 9. So that was only because I was acquainting myself to the exams format, which is why it took me a week. Otherwise, just the preparation didn't take any time at all. Similarly, it could take you a couple of weeks tops if you've given the GRE. I've seen people preparing a month. I've seen people preparing more than a month for IELTS. I've seen people giving 2 attempts for IELTS because they don't score well in the first attempt. But trust me, if you've given the GRE before, this will be a child's play for you. And even if you haven't, I don't think it should take more than a couple of weeks. Now, moving on to the last but perhaps the most important reason as to why you should start preparing early for GRE and you should start your application process early is because most of the universities abroad start their first round of applications in September. Yes, for the fall intake. So what I mean to say is that they start their application processes and their first round of applications 1 year in advance. So for me, again, it was September 2021 when the first round of applications open, and mind you, they close by December. So if you want to apply in the first round of applications, which you should because most of the scholarships are often in the first round of applications, then you have to start early and get done with all your applications by November. So I think those were the main points germane to the topic in this video. अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगे तो please like करिए. If you love the video, kindly subscribe to the channel. That's all from my side. This is VC signing off.